Hey Metal Maniacs, this is Morbid Saint. You are thrashing it up on Dave Softee's Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio. Stay morbid.
The endless pain and agony, sacrificed for all to see. One by one, they all shall fall. Their twisted plan revealed to all. The end is just beginning. With fists in the air, we will stand up and fight. They'll pay the price for those that fell. Their souls released to burn in hell.
Are you ready, Metal Maniacs? Here we go. Please help me welcome to Metal Messiah Radio. Hailing from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, from Thrash Metal Legends, Morbid Saint. Here to talk about the band's upcoming album, Swallowed by Hell, being released on February 9th, 2014, through High Roller Records based in Germany. Joining us, we have founding member Jim Fergades and on guitar and Pat Lind on vocals. Welcome to the Meltdown, Jim and Pat. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thanks for having us. Glad to be here with you.
Glad to be here, man.
Let's touch base with the fans out there, just to give them a little background. Morbid Saint formed in 1984, releasing Spectrum of Death in 1990, and Destruction System in 1995, with a live album as well in 1994. That being said, Morbid Saint is about quality, not quantity, and we know life happens, so would you like to talk about how the last decade or so has treated you?
I'll let Pat start with this one.
I got back in the band. Morbid Saint reformed in 2010 after a hiatus of a while, and I got back into the band. And unfortunately, Jim wasn't in at the time, but we were able to play a lot of shows and actually play festivals and stuff, which was something kind of new to the Morbid Saint name, because earlier on in the Spectrum of Death days, we were more of just a regional and Wisconsin type band, and didn't really get a lot of opportunities to play some of these larger festivals. So we got to play Keep It True in Germany, and we played Neurotic Death Fest in Tilburg, Holland. I got to go to China. Also did some shows in South America. So from 2010 to like 2006, when I left, we got to play a lot of those festivals, and it was a really good time for the band.
Very cool. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you're back.
Yeah. I'm glad to be back.
I have checked out your upcoming CD, a total kick-ass offering, Swallowed by Hell. And what led you to sign with High Roller Records based in Germany? And congratulations on the new album and being signed with High Roller.
Thank you. High Roller Records is kind of somebody we got involved with as we ended our relationship with Century Media. And some of the details to that I'm not that privy to. Maybe Jim can answer a little more to the topic than I can. But it was a smooth transition from Century Media, who we worked with, to now High Roller Records.
Yeah, High Roller Records, they were licensing our material through Century Media. And when we stopped working with Century Media, High Roller Records contacted us to work directly with us. And they've been great to work with. They do quality work. Their product they put out is good. Their PR is real good, and they were more than happy to have the opportunity to have us release the new album on High Rollers, and we just felt that it was a good working relationship that we had with them, and we wanted to keep everything exactly the way it was for us, as opposed to signing to a. Not that there wasn't a lot of offers coming in to sign us with this new album, so we wanted to stay with a label, and we have a distribution deal with them, so it works out well for all parties involved, and the band's current situation. It just works out really, really, really well for us with High Roller.
Glad to hear that. And let's mention the rest of the lineup. You have Jay Visser, one of the original members, on guitar, Jim, yourself on guitar, Pat on vocals, and then you have Bob Zabel on bass, and DJ Bagemehl?
Bob Zabel and DJ Bagemehl.
Okay, thank you for correcting me. And it's good to mention them. And the most recent member is your drummer. And before we talk about Swallowed by Hell, I'd like to know, do you remember how the band got its name? How it was selected?
Our guitar player, Jay Visser, came up with the name, and it had to do probably with a lot of the stuff he was listening to at the time. I think he heard like Cool Lines or a name from something like with Celtic Frost or Morbid Angel. That was where he kind of came up with the name of Morbid Saint. if I remember correctly.
Okay, interesting. Okay, I thought it might have something to do with the band Death for some reason.
No. We actually had the name Morbid Saint. From what I remember, we had the name before I think I even heard of Death.
I see. And but I heard that you were able to actually do shows in Wisconsin with them back in the day, like '89 or something.
Yes, we did a couple of shows with Death. We did a Milwaukee Metal Fest. Some of the misconception is we shared a relationship with their manager, who was our producer of Spectrum of Death, Eric Dry. So that's where the Death Morbid Saint connection lies.
I see. So let's learn all we can about Swallowed by Hell. This is really an amazing offering, and I see that it's recorded at the Bell City Sound Company in Racine. Is it Racine, Wisconsin?
Racine, Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yeah. By Chris. You say the name.
Visser.
Yeah. And great. And also mixed and mastered at Chernobyl Studios in Poland by Scott Elliott.
Yep. Yes.
What great team you got here working on this album, because it really is outstanding.
Yeah, we wanted to record here, obviously, because it's just, it's more local. Racine's about an hour and a half from us, so we recorded there. Chris is great. He did a great job recording everything, getting all the tracks, and then we actually found Scott on YouTube, and really liked a lot of the stuff that he was doing. So we contacted him, and he was happy to do it, and we're very pleased with the outcome.
Now, the music, is this all brand new music, or has this music and the lyrics, has it been laying around for a while? Because I know there's been a gap since albums. Is this all, like, how did the music come together? I mean, did you write most of the music currently, or was it in your vaults?
Nope. The 10 songs on the album were all written over about a year and a half, I'd say.
Great.
Yep, about a year and a half. Everything's new.
Everything's new.
Excellent. Because I know bands that have been with a big gap of 10, 20 years, they come out with a new album, and when they interview them, they say, oh, this music's from 20 years ago, and we just recorded it now. And I'm like, so I'm thinking that might have happened here, but it's good to know that this is all fresh music, fresh lyrics and everything. And who does most of the lyrical content, and who does the musical content? How does that come together for you?
Jim and I work together on pretty much all the lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics are pretty much a collaboration between Pat and myself. Pat will come up with some of the songs Pat wrote entirely. I wrote a couple, I think, and then we throw ideas back and forth. He has some words, I have some. We put them together, and so that lyrically it's a collaboration pretty much between Pat and myself. And then musically is pretty much all of us just kind of contribute, whatever we got, whatever ideas we have.
Does the music or the words come first for you?
Well, Jim really likes to have some vocals, or not vocal, but lyrics in front of him as he creates riffs and guitar parts. So in a loose respect, the vocals come first, but not by any means a finished set or phrasing or lines or anything like that. It's just something to read through to inspire ideas of riffs and stuff.
I understand you.
Yep. Yeah.
I understand you. That's a great process. And also, I got to tell you, your album cover is very old school, very kick-ass, and just like the music. And I want to know who produced this, and if you remember who produced or who managed or created your very infamous band logo.
The band logo, that logo was given to us by a friend, not a really, really good friend, but just somebody, familiar with the band back in the day. His name was it Tony?
Tony Tishka.
Tony Tishka. He's the one who came up with our current logo. And the new album, we really wanted, because of the connection with the past and everything, we wanted to stay old school, and we wanted someone everyone knew. So we were able to hire Ed Repka for the new album.
Famous name. Very good. Excellent job. Very, very good. Yeah. And let's talk about merch, because that's really what we're here for, to inform the fans how they can support Morbid Saint by getting merch. And I assume you're going to have the digital downloads, you're going to have the CDs. How about vinyl? Are you looking to do vinyl as well?
Yes. We will have everything when the album comes out on the 9th/10th of February. Everything will be available on our website, morbidsaint.com, and also from High Roller Record on their site. And at the same time that all that stuff populates the website, all the new merch to go with the album. Shirts, some long sleeves. I think we got some back patches. We're not starting with a ton of stuff right off the bat. Then we will also have some older shirts that the band's had over the years. We got restocked. Obviously, we got a Spectrum of Death shirt. We got an old Lock Up Your Children shirt on our site that's currently on there now. But all that stuff will be on our site right at the same time that the album drops.
Very good information. Thank you for that. We'll look forward to that. And I'll give that link for the Holy Rollers. It's www.hrr, it was spelled out, hrrrecords.de/Morbid Saint in capital letters. And let's see, I saw you have a video on the Morbid Saint, the YouTube. I saw the official lyric video for Bleed Me Dry. This is the third single from Morbid Saint's album. Also, you have more videos. I believe I've seen Pine Tuxedo official lyric video, and another one, the first one, Followed by Hell official video. And would you like to talk about the making of these videos? It's pretty much the same as the album as far as the production, and I see that Chris is involved in that as well as Scott.
Yes, yeah. The first video we released was the actual video of the band, Swallowed by Hell. We actually recorded that video ourselves. We did all of that on our own, and then we did Pine Tuxedo and Bleed Them Dry, our lyric videos, and then we just released this morning the fourth and final single that we're releasing, and that one's Rise from the Ashes. And that's another lyric video that's on our YouTube channel, which is Are You Morbid? Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that's good to know about the videos. I think videos are very important to bands. Some believe that performing live is more important, so we're going to talk about that as well. Let's talk about plans to perform the music live. The release party, I believe you have something coming March 21st.
Yes, we have a festival in Houston that we're playing. Hell's Heroes is the name of the festival in Houston, and we will be playing there the Friday. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday weekend festival, and we'll be playing there Friday.
I think it's the 27th of March, isn't it?
Yeah.
28th. So it's the end of March. We're playing in Houston.
Yeah.
End of March, okay. What about a CD release party?
We're hoping to do. We've been doing some live streaming stuff from our practice area. We're set up to live stream down there, so we periodically do some streaming stuff. And we're thinking about doing some kind of release party, and we're going to stream that live. We haven't said anything in stone yet, but if that happens, that will be Saturday the 10th, February 10th, the day it releases. The album releases that Saturday night. We're looking at possibly doing something that way. Now, we may play on there, but we haven't really set anything in stone just yet.
Right. There's some bands, they do a meet and greet. Instead of playing the music live, they actually play the entire album and talk to the fans, and that's a pretty good idea also.
Yep. It's something on those lines we're looking at doing, and we're going to do that live streaming so that everybody around the world wants to see it can see it. That's
cool. And what about other shows lining up? Do you have anything in the plans? Anything in the future that you could talk about?
Yes, we have some shows. We have an overseas. We're going to Czech Republic for a festival, so we're excited about that. We have some shows on the East Coast, New York, Philadelphia, and another show that's going to work in there. So that should be like a 3-show run that we're going to do, obviously here in the States. And then for those kind of really close to home here in the Midwest, close to where we are here in Wisconsin, we have a Chicago show that's in the works with some details still kind of being ironed out.
Okay, that's cool. And would you like to talk about your most recent past performances? I noticed that September 30th, 2023, you played the Blades of Steel Metal Festival. Would you like to talk about that?
Yep, yeah, we did a Milwaukee Metal Fest prior to that. And then we did the Blades of Steel, which was in Madison, which is a couple hours from our hometown. That was for Randy Kastner, RK Productions, I think it is. Yep. And I think Exciter was there that night. Violence was there.
Massacre.
It's a smaller festival, but it was great. Randy does a great job. We had a good time. We're able to play a couple of the new songs there, and it went over. It seemed to go over really good. People seem to enjoy it. We had fun.
That's great. And how does it feel to get the music out there again? And how does it feel to perform the music out there again? How are you personally feeling about this?
Well, it's been a long road. We got back together. It's been almost like 3 years now, I think, and it's taken a little bit longer than we had planned. But we're excited that we're here at this point now, where the album's going to be released. The opportunities of shows are coming out. We're getting some of these videos, and the singles are out. And finally, we're going to be able to reap some of the rewards, so to speak, of all our hard work that we put in over the last 3 years or 2.5, whatever it's been. But it was definitely an exciting time, and we're looking forward to playing shows and getting out and meeting some new fans, old fans, and playing this new music that we're very excited about.
Excellent. And what can the fans expect for the future of Morbid Saint? Do you plan on making more music down the road? I mean, who knows what the future holds, really, but are you in the desire to create more music and to be out there continuing Morbid Saint musically and with videos and with performing? Do you see that you're going to maintain Morbid Saint in the near future?
I think so. I think the dynamics in this band currently are great. We all get along. We all have a good time together. We're all doing this, because we want to. We're not, it's not a chore. We're all enjoying it, and I think as long as there's interest in Morbid Saint, we're gonna continue and do everything we can to keep it going as long as we can.
That's great news. And do you like to talk about your guitars or your gear? Do you want to talk about any of that?
I can give you a quick rundown. We're not doing anything too crazy. Jay and I we run Quad Cortex amp modelers now, with some captures we did of some of the modified amps that Jay has, mainly PD50 150s. And guitars, we play kind of a mixture of some Solar guitars, and I had a couple custom guitars made by a company over in Finland called Kiris Instruments, and otherwise nothing too exciting. A little different than what we did 30 years ago. We were running Mesa Boogie amps, but nothing real crazy. We liked the amp modelers because we wanted the ease of being able to bring our rig live and keeping it in a small package. So that's kind of our reasoning for using what we use.
Makes a lot of sense. And I noticed something on your Facebook, so I'm going to mention it, because if you put it on your Facebook, then it's important enough to talk about. I noticed that you put a GoFund link for Scott Elliott, the engineer that mixed and mastered your new album. Would you like to talk about this? We've become really good friends with Scott, with just through the process, because he's obviously in Poland, so there's a lot of messaging back and forth with Scott, and he's gotten into his wife, or his girlfriend, sorry, they have a kid together, a little daughter, and she's from Ukraine, and they actually lived in Ukraine, and when the war broke out over there, they had to kind of flee, and they pretty much lost everything. He told me he lost a bunch of guitars and a lot of stuff. It's pretty unfortunate, and now they're trying to get married. They're in Poland, and I guess things are a little different over there, and they got to go through a lot of hoops for them to get married. Otherwise, she's going to have to go back to the Ukraine, and he would end up having to actually come back to the United States. And so he, talking to him, a family member set up the GoFundMe to try to raise some money to keep their family together, and we felt that was something that was that if there was anything we could do to help, we would, and so that's why we posted it, and it seems to be going good for him. That's good, and that's why we're mentioning it, because it's pretty devastating and pretty important to talk about.
Yes, absolutely.
Also, would you like to talk about what you do when you're not doing the band, like your regular job, or if you're involved in any other bands or anything like that? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, well, what I like to do is, besides, I'm married, and we have a new dog, so I like hanging out with the wife and kids. We just bought a house too, so we do a lot of projects around the house. But pretty much everything is related to the band. Downtimes I like to, write lyrics or be around practice or be, practicing or working on new things or doing interviews with, great people such as yourself. So as far as hobbies, I like boating and fishing and some stuff. We got a little pier off the new house, so we like doing some of that stuff. But nothing really all that exciting. Besides what's going on with the band.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you for your interest in the band and doing this interview with us. It's much appreciated.
My pleasure. We'll do it again down the road at some point.
All right.
No problem. Happy New Year, by the way.
All right. Happy New Year. Thanks, Ed.
We'll talk to you later, Pat, all right? All right, Dave. Where are we at now?
Do you want to talk about what you do when you're not doing the band? If you have hobbies or a job or anything like that? If you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah, no. I actually work for my wife's family owns an excavation company, and I work there in the office actually with her. I do some of their GPS programming and stuff like that for our equipment. That's what I do for a job. Otherwise, I take a lot of a lot of my spare time is actually spent for the band. I take care of the videos we're doing and interviews like this, and a lot of the other aspects of the band I handle. So a lot of my spare time is that. Obviously, practice as much as I can fit in. I can if I have the time, I'll play my guitar as much as I can possibly. When you get older, like we are, it's harder to fit that into your daily schedule. But I always try to manage it, and I have to. I gotta, in order to play this music is still pretty fast, especially for somebody of my advanced age. And,
right.
So keeping up with the chops is definitely important. So I try to fit that in as much as I can, but I spend a lot of my time, doing stuff for the band, and more than my wife appreciates, I would have to say. But we're getting to we're hoping that once the album gets dropped here in another week and everything gets uploaded to the site and all that stuff, and things will calm down a little bit. Just a little crazy time right now.
I can imagine, yeah. And appreciate you spending time talking about that. And is there anything that you'd like to say to your fans that are tuning in at this time? Anything you want to tell them?
Following that has grown over the years for mainly Spectrum of Death, it's really, really humbling. The attention and the fans that we do have, 30 some years ago when we recorded the album, and to be able to still be doing this many years later, it's awesome, and we are very appreciative of the fans that we do have, and we're hoping the new album will gain us some more. It is slightly different, still Morbid Saint, obviously. We play the way we play, we write the way we write, and I hope everybody gives it a good listen, and I hope it gets to be as big as Spectrum.
I'm enjoying Swallowed by Hell, and to me, when I'm listening to it, it sounds like a bunch of new people, new kids playing it. It's very fast, very, very. I call it speed metal, speed thrash. It's very good, very high quality, in your face metal, and you don't sound like you've been doing this for 35 years. You sound like you just came out, really energetic. So you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's one of the things you definitely don't want to do when you're an older band is you don't want to sound tired, and I hope we don't.
No, not at all. But that's the biggest problem you have if you've been out there for 35 years. Constantly, you will sound tired after a while. So you've had a nice break, and now it's time to have fresh music from you, which we have coming out very soon. And I really think that people are going to enjoy this.
I appreciate that. I'm glad you like it. I hope it's received well. So far, we released the 4 singles now, and so far it's been pretty good. The reviews that we have had are all coming back pretty good, and it gives us a boost, because we weren't sure, when you write something, you don't know we know how it sounds to us, but we don't know how it's going to sound to other people, and And it's a big relief that so far it's being received well.
It's 100% energy, the breakfast of champions. That's what Morbid Saint is. swallowed by hell. It definitely is.
Thank you. We try.
Yeah. And so, Jim, I want to thank you for spending time with us on Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio tonight. I do believe we learned a lot about Swallowed by Hell and about you and Morbid Saint. But if there's anything else that you care to bring out that we have yet to discuss, I want to give you that opportunity to talk about anything that you want to get out there to the fans.
Oh, I appreciate that. I think you covered some points that we've been doing quite a few interviews lately, and it's a lot of the answers or questions are the same. And
I know.
I think you asked some different and thought provoking questions, which is great. I
appreciate that.
I think we covered everything pretty good. Like I said, I'd like to thank you again for the opportunity and asking for the interview, and I'm glad you like the album. I hope the fans do, and I hope everybody gets to see us play live. We're hoping to get some opportunities to play live all over the world.
And I hope to see you here in New York. That would be great to see you in my neck of the woods. And I want to thank you also for replying to my interview request. It was yesterday, and here we are doing the interview, and it's going to be great. So I thank you so much for the way you handled everything and made this happen. I really appreciate that.
You're very welcome, and like I said, we thanks for the offer, because we're here for anybody who's willing to listen.
This definitely has to be heard. The music has to be heard, and we have to teach the listeners all about this recording, of course, but what's been up with Morbid Saint. So I want to wish you and everyone in Morbid Saint a great future. May you have a happy and great new year. May you reach all your goals. May you have the best of success, and may you keep doing this. I'll come back for future interviews. Every time you have a new album, you want to come back on the show, we'll be happy, more than happy to talk with you about your future releases. And, keep in touch. You have videos coming up, shows coming up. Let me know, and I'll help spread the word on whether it be Instagram or Facebook or what have you. But I thank you so much for the interview. I really was looking forward to it. I'm glad that we were able to do it. And how about we go crank up some more Morbid Saint now and crank up Swallowed by Hell and crank it up loud. Let's do this.